Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2016. Now I apologize because this is one day late, I believe. I was really sick with a throat infection over the weekend, so I wasn't able to record anything, like I could barely speak. And that's why the videos have been delayed for one day. Today is Monday. I'm feeling not 100% but 85-ish. So that's why the videos are a bit late, but that only means we get videos on Saturday instead of we get videos Tuesday to Saturday instead of Monday to Friday, so not really a big deal. So we are going to start off this week with Zygarde Vileplume. Now it did win the poll last week. If you want to participate in the poll, you should definitely follow me on twitter.com/Tablemon. And let's review the deck then, shall we? So, this deck won the Junior Nationals in Japan. It features Zygarde EX, 190 HP, which is the highest amount you can get for an EX that's not a Mega. 3 different attacks. Lance Pulse is a really nice cost-effective attack, especially when you start combining with maybe Fighting Stadium, which we're not running, but with strong energy and things like that, can be really good. Cellstorm is another really nice attack which can help against things like Trevenant or something like that. And I say something like that a lot, don't I? And Lance Wrath does a solid damage for 100 damage for 3 energy. So a lot of HP, high retreat, different attacks, but attacking for 1 energy, definitely very nice. Now to pair with Zygarde as our main pairing, we have Carbink with its ability Safeguard, preventing your opponent from doing any damage to it, preventing your opponent's Pokémon EX from damaging it. And then we have Carbink Break, which gives it a little buff in HP, but also Diamond Gift allows you to power up Zygardes on the bench, so that's a really nice combination. You can even power up with 2 strong energy if you have them in the discard pile. So really nice, especially because of the EX protection, energy advantage. I mean, a lot of really cool things you can do with Carbink. Then we have one Lucario EX. This is to have a little variety in the weakness department. I don't think it's enough to justify or really to make your grass matchup better, but doesn't hurt to try. And Corkscrew Smash does give you some card advantage, which could be useful in some situations. Then we have our 2 Oddish, 2 Gloom, and 2 Vileplume line. Now this is really important to the deck strategy. Sealing off your opponent's item cards can be really useful, no matter, this deck's focus isn't to get turn 1 Vileplume, like it is for Vespiquen Vileplume, for example. But getting the Vileplume late game, getting the protection from EXs with Carbink, getting energy back through it as well, can really cause a lot of havoc to your opponent and help you seal out some games. And we have our mandatory 2 Shaymin-EX, of course. Then in terms of supporters, we have 3 Sycamore, 2 N, 2 Lysander, 2 Karina, which is really interesting as it nets us our fighting type Pokemon and also some useful item cards before we get the lock going. Then we have 3 AC, which is a really high count, but there are instances where you will probably want to get back Vileplume and be able to use item cards. Also helps you to retreat whatever is active or heal it to prevent it getting KO'd. And 2 Pokemon Center Lady also accomplish this goal. By preventing KOs, you definitely get a lot more mileage out of Zygarde's attacks, and they can definitely be the difference between a win or a loss. And then as far as item cards go, we have our 4 Ultra Ball, pretty standard, 3 Trainer's Mail, 1 Revitalizer in case Vileplume gets knocked out or it gets discarded early, 1 Pulpad. This is really nice to return the ACs to the deck, the Pokemon Center Ladies, potentially Lysanders. So you can see this is an item locking deck, but it has a really high supporter count, so that counteracts a little bit the effects from Vileplume. And then we have 3 Level Ball to help us get our Carbinks or the Oddish and Glooms, and then a Heavy Ball which nets us Zygarde. And what else is noteworthy? The fourth stadium is not a fighting stadium, it's actually a magnetic storm. Not sure exactly why you would choose this over fighting stadium, but hey, it works, I guess. It allows you to deal more damage to Trevenant, I suppose. Allows you to deal more damage to Baby Veltal. So I guess it does have its use. And yeah, 2 Fighting Fury Belt, 1 Floatstone, 4 Strong Energy, and 6 Fighting Energy. So that pretty much covers the deck, or the noteworthy aspects of the deck. The ladder has been reset. As you can see, I haven't played in a while because I have been sick. And yeah, let's find our first match and see how we do. Now, seems like we're up against a water type metal deck, so most likely Greninja, and we do see a Froakie coin. So pretty interesting matchup to start us off for the week. I think depending on how early or how late we get Vileplume, we might have a shot here. But well, our hand is not ideal. We have no acceleration whatsoever. At least we will be able to damage whatever is in front of us, most likely netting us a KO. My opponent mulligans, that's great, but there is one issue. If I attach a strong energy to a Zygarde, I am susceptible to Jirachi drops. Carbink's EX protection will not help us here. And yeah, I don't see any scenario where my opponent is not using a Greninja deck right now. Yep, there's Jirachi. Well, that's best case scenario, I guess, because we can one-hit KO the Jirachi. Usually, all Greninja lists, or at least mine, used more than one Jirachi, definitely. Oh well, never mind. Never mind, we might not get the KO. We need to draw a stadium and a strong energy. That would be best case scenario, but we get neither. I actually get a pretty bad hand for our purposes. 5 supporters and a single energy. Our previous hand was actually improved by drawing that Ultra Ball. But if my opponent doesn't bench a Froakie, then we'll still have a good advantage here. I mean, we won't lose too much by not getting the KO on Jirachi. So, I'm gonna attach to Zygarde. I'm gonna have to play the end. I can't Sycamore here. I can't discard so many resources. So I have to end. Haven't found any Odysseus either, so I guess we're even in that regard. Gonna play the Fighting Fury Belt. Gonna see what I get off of the Trainer's Mail Stadium, so I'll deal a little bit more damage to Jirachi. 10 short of the KO though. And now, do I want to bench a third Zygarde? Let's see. If I bench Zygarde and then Shaymin, yeah, I'll still have 2 spots left for a potential Vileplume, so I think that's fine. We get our 4 cards here. We should see some balls here, or at least an Oddish. There we go. And I mean, I could draw more cards with Shaymin, but I think I'm gonna stay like this for now, especially because we're not guaranteed. Well, yeah, we're not guaranteed anything actually. I'm gonna just land pulse here. There's no need to go overboard. Jirachi might deal 10 damage to us. It's really no big deal. He might try to bubble. That's also definitely a possibility. He finds a Froakie, and there's a chance that's my list he's using because, well, no, I did not run Floatstone. I think a lot of people are simply not using Octillery anymore, so I generally thought maybe he was using my list. Now, if he retreats Jirachi into Froakie, that will be bad for us. I mean, he could do that to prevent a KO. It's just I really don't want to attach I'd like to attach a basic fighting, not a strong. And I draw 2 strongs. Man, if only Karina could find stadiums as well, we could get our luck with Vileplume. We will get it on turn 3 though, so it's no big deal. What we need though is for my opponent, and what I really needed was a basic fighting energy. Or if he sacrifices Jirachi, then that's fine as well. That is completely fine by me as well. Is he going to find Shaymin? No way. Yeah, he finds a Froakie, so that way he prevents the possibility of me using Lysander to get the Froakie. He gets rid of our stadium. That's okay, I guess. Depends on how many stadiums he has and if we are able to draw our stadiums eventually. With my Karina, what do I want to do? Probably find a Floatstone, actually. Probably find a Carbink and a Floatstone. Yeah, he just goes for a 10 damage. That's fine. I'll take the KO on Jirachi. Worst case scenario, I think, would have been if he had retreated into a Froakie. So I'll take this. I am free now to attach my strong energy. I will find the Gloom here with my level ball. And yeah, we're pretty okay actually. We're in a pretty good position here. I will find the Carbink, and wow, for my item card, it's nice that it actually lets you choose both with the first search instead of choosing a Pokemon, clicking down and then choosing the item card. I'm not gonna attach the Floatstone yet, although my opponent might end me. Yeah, actually I will attach the Floatstone. It's not likely that he has the Megaphone, and I get to heal off the damage on Zygarde, so that's pretty nice as well. Definitely really nice. I am dealing 90 damage right now. If I attach another strong energy, I will be dealing 150 damage, so I can one KO either. I can one hit KO either any Pokemon except a Greninja Break, so that's really nice. And yeah, I mean, we're sitting very pretty right now. There's the end, as I was telling you guys, so I'm glad I attached the Floatstone. Odds of him getting a Megaphone right now are not too high. He might find a Jirachi though, his second Jirachi. That would not be ideal. And I do find a Karina, so that means worst case scenario I can't Ultra Ball for the Vileplume. That should lock my opponent really nicely. And we just have to be careful with our energy placements in order to ensure that we don't get stuck with something active that cannot attack. Now he realizes the Vileplume threat, he plays down his Verse Seeker instead of holding on to it, and he's gonna water duplicates. Now ideally we only see 2 Frogadiers here. There's 2. Yep, okay, so 1 is priced. Best case scenario definitely, because there's no way we don't KO a Frogadier right now. Gonna counter the stadium, gonna play the Fighting Fury Belt, and I am going to Karina for this Carbink and for an Ultra Ball. Question is, yeah, I think I discard the Pokemon Center Lady here. I'll check to see what I get off of this Trainer's Mail. Okay, AC can get me back Shaymin, which is nice. So yeah, I think getting rid of the Center Lady in the position we're in is pretty okay, so that we can actually lock my opponent. He's seen the AC, so he will be less tempted to use a Lysander. If it's a regular Greninja list, he will only have 1 Lysander at most. And if I attach an energy, Lance Wrath will deal 130 damage, so yeah, enough to 1 KO any Greninja. Really doesn't matter what attack I use right now. I guess I'll use Lance Wrath just to show off. 130 damage, and we get our second KO of the match. Heavy Ball, can't use it anymore because of Vileplume, but my opponent can't play Dive Balls, can't play Verse Seekers, can't play Megaphone, so my Floatstone on Vileplume is definitely here to stay. And yeah, worst case scenario here is definitely him going for bubble multiple times and being successful with it. So Pokemon Center lady, maybe I should have been more careful with it. Held on to the Vileplume until next turn, perhaps. It's actually gonna Sycamore, so he doesn't want to end me, which is very understandable. And yeah, basically, yep, he gets the heads. Okay, so it's gonna come down to how well we draw out of this situation. Now, there's two things I can do here. I can AC the Zygarde and recover it, or and get a KO with Zygarde, but then he can bubble again, and I don't think losing 3 energy like that is worth it at this point in the match. So what I'm actually gonna get back is the Shaymin, and I'm gonna draw 5 more cards. Yeah, I mean, we're in such a good position. Wow, that's slow. We are in such a good position that even if we don't get a KO this turn, it's not really a big deal. And as you can see, we drew pretty well off of that Shaymin against Sycamore next turn and get rid of a lot of resources. Again, keep powering up another Zygarde. And he won't get bubble heads forever, you know? And an energy there is an energy less he can attach to other Pokemon. Gets rid of an AC, gets rid of another Sycamore. My Brent is actually down to 6 cards, so assuming he plays all 4 N, decking him out could actually be an option as well. Because even if he ends, he doesn't have too many cards to refill his deck anymore. And if he starts attacking with Greninja, we haven't seen another Stadium. And I have 230 HP with Zygarde, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so he's gonna go the attacking route. That's perfectly fine by me. That is perfectly fine by me. He's gonna Moonlight Slash. Okay, for 80 damage. Now, ideal 130. And then, I think attaching to Carbink might be the best idea, because then I can retreat, potentially save that Zygarde. He cannot one-hit KO unless he gets 2 Greninja breaks and enough energy, 3 energy total. I guess nah, or yes. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna attach to Carbink, and I'm going to Sycamore here. We're not in a threat of decking out. My opponent is. We don't really get anything out of this. Not the Carbink break I was actually hoping to hit. So, do we sell Storm? Yeah, I guess I'll sell Storm. I can heal off 30 of the damage he dealt. I dealt 90 damage, so I 2-hit KO him, which is really nice. And we're sitting pretty here, guys. We are definitely sitting pretty. Okay, he counters Stadium, so I cannot sell Storm once again to 1-hit KO. Man, that was a nicely timed rough seas, definitely. Maybe he was holding on to it. Now, I am getting a bit worried. Just a little bit. It's gonna Giant Water Shuriken. The Vileplume, okay. That's interesting. So maybe he will Lysander Moonlight Slash KO the Vileplume. But thanks to the Revitalizer, we could have Vileplume active next turn. Could easily do that. Yeah, looks like he's gonna do that. Oh no, he's gonna go after the Energyless Zygarde. I'm fine with that. I am really fine with that. Yeah. I have the AC in my hand. That's the first AC, I believe. No, the second, okay. He actually decides to promote Octillery. Yeah, definitely the best strategy there, because I need the AC to KO it. Yeah. It's the most expendable Pokemon because he has so few cards left and he's under item lock that it's going to be really hard for him to do anything else. So, I'm gonna counter Stadium here. I'm gonna play the AC and I'm actually not gonna bench the Zygarde once again. And I get to Lance or Storm Cell Storm here. One hit KO the Octillery because it deals 90 damage and I get to heal off 30 more damage. So yeah, and this War of Attrition looks like we might be on the winning end here. Genuinely looks like we might be on the winning end. We're not gonna take ourselves out. He's gonna take a while to KO the Zygarde. Like you can see, this Zygarde has been pretty much immortal. And he's gonna Giant Water Shuriken once again onto the Vileplume. But he's 10 short. Okay, so he has Fisherman there. That's fine. He will be able to KO Vileplume afterwards, after this turn, and get a turn of item cards, which is not ideal. And he's gonna try for the bubble. Okay, so maybe my opponent can do something here. He flips on our heads. Okay. Pokemon Center Lady is in the discard pile. We did not top deck another one. So looks like my opponent will be able to KO the Vileplume here with another Giant Water Shuriken. But if he does, that means the Greninja Break will be active and we will be able to get a KO here. Finds the Stadium. I can still KO the Greninja Break with Lance. No, I can't actually. I deal 130 damage and he has 170 HP. Okay, that's not good. That's definitely not good. Okay, but we get to Palpad here. KO the Vileplume. Okay, so he frees himself from the item lock, gets a prize, which is important for him as well. But I get to Palpad. He gets the Super Rod. He's gonna put Frogadier and maybe 2 energy back. Maybe probably the Greninja Break actually. And now that that strong energy on Carbink is looking like the worst idea I've ever had. I still think we are okay here, but that strong energy, if it was on the other Zygarde, then we could one-hit KO the Greninja Break. He has a Megaphone there. Gets a Dive Ball. It's no big deal though. It's really, really no big deal. He hasn't played the Sacred Ash, so taking out is still an important factor here. With the Palpad, I get to put back the Pokemon Center Lady and 1 AC, which is really nice. And he's gonna Moonlight Slash here. Now, well, he did count. He actually, yeah, never mind. He countered my Stadium. So that means I cannot evolve right away into Vileplume. Okay, so I'm gonna Palpad here, put back the Center Lady and the AC. But if I play Sycamore right now, I am guaranteed to not be able to play another Vileplume. So okay, gonna check what's in my deck. No more Oddish either, and I cannot find the Carbink Break. Okay, so I guess no, Revitalizer has to be one of the last few things I do. So I Ultra Ball here, the Zygarde, and the level ball, I guess. And I find Shaymin. My last strong energy is there, so that could give me KO on the Greninja break. But do I want to though? That's the question. What I want is to actually use an AC on that Zygarde. And yeah, another issue is if I play down the Oddish without the stadium, he gets a free giant water shuriken off on it. I attached my energy. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll evolve into the Carbink. And then what? I retreat. I AC up the Zygarde, prevent a KO, and use Carbink. Yep, I think that's my best play here, maybe. I'm gonna pick up the Zygarde, attack with Carbink, and power up Zygarde once again with Diamond Gift. I deal 40 damage, he heals 10. Oh, but I do not have. Gonna deal 140. Oh yeah, that's fine. 140 damage plus the 40 he will have. I should be able to KO, except that yeah, because I have no more Fighting Fury belt on my Pokemon. His best play is definitely to use the other giant water shuriken Greninja. Oh man, but this just got so freaking complicated. This might have been a mistake actually. Shaymin's, yep. I might have really misplayed here. Might have really misplayed. This is so intense. Yeah. He has energy. I have no Vileplume. He should have more Verse Seekers. Well, he should have one more Verse Seeker. If he has two energy. How many energy are there in the discard pile? 7. Okay. So, yeah, Shaymin is a liability though. Shaymin is a big liability. There's his last energy. So he's gonna have to find the Verse Seeker. Or he might have 9 energy total, but he's gonna have to find his last Verse Seeker. Well, there you go. That's game. Unless I top the AC. And even then, because he can one-hit KO Zygardes, no problem. This strong energy. The strong energy on the Carbink break, that's what cost me the game. That is 100% what cost me the game. And the bubble head flips. I mean, those are the 2 prizes I did not get. Unless I end my opponent here, and even then, that's game. That is game. I cannot take 3 prizes right now, and he can simply target Shaymin. I cannot even one-hit KO the Greninja break. So that's it, guys. Really close match. We started off really well, but then my opponent, that triple giant water shuriken on Vileplume really paid off for him, and he was able to finish us off. Nothing I could have done to prevent that, not with the cards we drew, and not with the 2 bubble heads flips my opponent got. If my opponent had maybe missed one, maybe if I had one-hit KO Tejirachi, I mean, that would have put us a few more turns ahead in terms of putting pressure on my opponent. Not much we could do there to improve our situation. We played with the cards we got. My opponent drew really nicely, and that strong energy on Carbink, probably a bad idea. The turn we discarded the Pokemon Center lady instead of the fighting energy probably cost us a bit there as well. I don't know. Maybe I should have held on to the energy before attaching to Zygarde to hope I get the strong, but then That's iffy because I believe the strong energy was the third card of the Shaymin for 3 we drew, so yeah. I mean, nothing is really certain. Now, my hand, pretty bad. I'm gonna start Lucario, only because it deals 10 more damage than Zygarde, because we have no stadium at the moment. And I mean, yeah, we do get to go first, but level ball, AC, no draw supporter, no trainer's mail, no Shaymin, no Ultra Ball. Rough spot we're in right off the bat. And yeah, I don't know what my opponent is waiting for. I generally do not know. All he has to do is click done, I believe. Come on, Azucola. Come on. Come on, man. Oh boy. There we go. So, we're actually up against Night March. Wow. So, our hand... Well, see, the thing is, I'd love to have Vileplume here, but the other Carbink is priced. The other Carbink is priced. So I definitely have to find Oddish here. The unknown means he's using Vespiquen. And yeah, I'm not liking this situation at all. If I attach the Fighting Fury belt, probably can't KO. Even right now, he probably can't KO. So I'm just gonna pass for now. Well, he probably can KO, never mind. He probably can KO. But my hand doesn't help our case at all. Getting a KO in Joltik with Carbink break, that would be the best case scenario. It would definitely be the best case scenario, not because of the EX protection, but for the 1-for-1 trade-off and getting rid of a double colorless energy. If Carbink had been available to me, probably would have gone for the second Carbink instead of the Oddish and used the AC to guarantee that Lucario is not. What? Are you serious? That makes no sense. Okay. So maybe it's worth to do something different here. Opponent drew past. Okay. I'm gonna start powering up Zygarde. Gonna play the AC onto Lucario. Now, in an ideal world, we find Vileplume. In a very, very ideal world. Do I want to bench the Lucario? I guess I do. So that I draw, so that I increase the odds of getting a Vileplume, but my opponent draw passing is really weird here. Really, really weird. If I find a stadium here, but not that one. But not that one. We could have found Vileplume. I mean, I could still go for Shaymin, but I'm gonna play it cool for now. Simply gonna KO the Joltik and take my prize, and there's the Carbink. Okay. So let's see what my opponent does here. He even has a difficult decision between Unknown or Joltik. Definitely a bad spot. I mean, the occasions or the number of times you will see a Night March draw pass on their second turn of the game, or rather on their first turn of the game, when going second, not high. Not high. Not a very high chance of not a very high chance of that happening. You won't see that often, definitely. So let's see. Now, as we wait for my opponent to do something, see what he top decked, I wanted to ask you guys if you guys would be interested in watching Pokemon Go in English, because I definitely want to do Pokemon Go in Spanish, but I could easily start an account to do Pokemon Go in English as well. So if you guys might be interested in watching me play Pokemon Go, seeing the kinds of scenery we get in Mexico. I mean, I live in a very decent area, so you could see like the structures, you could see the people, the taco stands. I mean, I'm sure it could be potentially interesting for you guys to see a different environment, because the United States is very different to Mexico or wherever you are watching, England, Australia, Germany, I don't know. So if you guys are interested, then why not? So I'm gonna Lysander the Joltik to get a KO, and it looks like this is going to be a really quick game, to be honest. I'll get rid of the Ultra Ball and the Carbink. Find myself not Shaymin. Not Shaymin because it's not available, so I'll keep the Vileplume. And yeah, Cell Storm for 140 damage KO. Sorry about the ambulance out there. And I find an AC, which is really nice in case my opponent wants to Lysander to buy himself a turn. We can get back Shaymin. But unless my opponent gets a really sick turn here, I think this is going to be it. I genuinely think this is going to be all she wrote for my opponent. And the previous game was really long, this one will be really short, but my throat is definitely hurting a little bit, guys, so hope you guys won't mind this a little bit shorter video. Hopefully tomorrow's Spanish video or Wednesday's, or rather Thursday's English video will be a bit longer or feature a more exciting second game, because the first one was definitely good. And yeah, that's it from me, guys. If you want to see Pokemon Go in Mexico in English, definitely let me know, see what kind of Pokemon we find here. I mean, there's only the 150 original ones, but the scenery, the people, the places, I think it could be really interesting for you guys to see it. And yeah, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you want to keep supporting the channel. Definitely subscribe, because I've noticed half of the people who visit the channel on Mondays are not subscribed and the other half are. So if some of you subscribe, we could definitely hit that 4,000 mark before we leave to Worlds, and that would be really nice. But that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in Spanish or on Thursday in English. Thank you, and bye bye.